All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and this is a winery we know very well. I've had the opportunity of drinking with Patz many times. I got to meet Jason Hall a long time ago, just once at Honig Winery, where they used to make their wines. And this is one of the top producers of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, not just in California, but in the world. These guys really have got a handle on these two grape varietals. Some of the top vineyard sites in all of Northern California. And like I said, just expert winemaking, top quality grapes. And you will not find much better wines than you find here if you like California Chardonnay and Pinot. These guys make a very balanced style. I don't want to say that they're old world wines, because they're definitely California. And just, you know, like I said, great fruit, quality winemaking, and you're going to get some of the best wines available anywhere when you get those two things that combine. The Sonoma Coast Chardonnay 2013, a great vintage for California. About 7,000 cases of this wine produced annually from 6 different vineyard sites. And this wine's got a beautiful bouquet here of tropical fruit, pears, apples, a hint of creme brulee, some fresh butter popcorn coming out as this wine opens up, some nutmeg and vanilla spice. About 50% new oak used in this cuvee. Really juicy tropical fruit showing on the tongue. Smooth and creamy texture here, whole milk, and that zesty lemon citrus coming through on the finish. Excellent juice at $42. All right, the Dutton Ranch, and this is one of the oldest vineyards they've been using. The 1997 is the first vintage. They make about 5,000 cases of this, so quite a bit. A third of it comes from the original plantings from 1969. It's all barrel fermented, surely aged, non-filtered. That's pretty much how they make all their wines. And their grape sources may have changed over the years, but their wine philosophy really is not. The 2012s, some of the densest, most tannic Pinots that they've had. 2013s, not quite as much tannins, but beautiful aromatics is how Donald Patz described these two vintages. But this is Chardonnay we're talking about, Dutton Ranch. And this wine's got a good amount of rich tropical fruit here also. Peaches, red apples, notes of vanilla bean, creme brulee. About a third new oak in this cuvee. And they make 5 different Chardonnays that they distribute, you know, pretty much around the country. And then they make several of them that are available only through the wine club. But this Dutton Ranch has always been one of my favorite. Very rich and thick wine on the tongue. A nice creamy texture with a long finish. It's got some of that toasty oak spice, some nice minerality and acidity showing there, keeping things fresh and balanced. A long finish. Most excellent juice at 47 1/4. Definitely a step up, and for a few dollars more, I'm buying the Dutton Ranch. All right, the Pinot Noir Sonoma Coast. This one's got 18 different vineyard sites they use, but a lot of it comes from Gap's Crown, and this wine's got a good amount of juicy red berry fruit here on the nose, cherry pie, raspberry coulis, some dark spices, some pretty floral notes. Very forward and seductive bouquet here, these 2012s. Very well built, and really nice, pretty wine on the palate here too. Silky, smooth, with a ton of fruit, but really balanced. Some tannins coming in at the finish here, but lovely balance and love freshness here. Excellent juice at 52.25. The Jenkins Ranch is up next. This is a very cool site in the Petaluma Gap, farmed by Charlie Chenoweth, who Donald refers to as the master of Pinot Noir. And they've been making single vineyard wines from this vineyard since 2004. And some of it makes into some of this juice goes into the Sonoma Coast blend as well. This is a hillside site and used to be an apple orchard, like so many Pinot Noir sites in Sonoma. And this wine's got a really pretty nose, a pomegranate, wild strawberry, some nice pretty floral notes, very aromatic, some nice smoky bacon nuance coming here as the wine opens up. Really lovely, zesty red berry fruit on the palate, rich black raspberry, a nice spice to this wine, some tannins here, but really lovely balance. This is most excellent juice here. Next up, the Chenoweth Ranch, which is planted to 4 different clones, which are planted for Donald Patz and Jason Hall in 2000, and they tore out the apple orchard there in 1999, and the boys have gotten all the fruit from this ranch ever since, and a bit more savory. This wine's got a big bouquet of dark cherry and wild strawberry fruit, an array of exotic spices, fresh earths and floral notes. A bit more earthy, this wine. Big and chewy wine on the tongue, layers of that exotic spice. Some tannins here also, but a lot of fruit, man. This wine is very long and layered, very elegant and rich at the same time. Most excellent juice at $69. And then my favorite of all the Pinots on this day, the Gap's Crown Vineyard. This is an extremely high altitude vineyard, and it's become very well known for Pinot Noir. Very perfumed bouquet here. Dark raspberry fruit, pretty violet floral notes, hints of ginger snaps on the nose. Really lovely complexity here. This wine's got decadent fruit on the tongue. Black raspberry coulis, really pretty floral notes, that ginger snap spice shown through on the finish. Silky, smooth, velvety texture. This is a big Pinot though, and nicely balanced, still fresh at the end, and a long layered finish even better on the second day. Most excellent juice at $78. That's what we had to drink with our friend Donald Patz. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.